Hi everybody, welcome back. Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorites from 2014. And what I ended up deciding to do was just actually tell you my favorites that were new products to me. So only new things that I purchased in 2014 that really stood out. Obviously, if you watch my monthly favorites, I felt like last year I did a lot of kind of shopping my collection, rediscovering some things in my collection. So you saw a lot of things that I'd had in past years. So I didn't want to be too repetitive. Just wanted to go over the brand new things that really stood out. So this is mainly going to be beauty products, makeup, but I do have 3 skincare items that I just wanted to mention because they're truly things that I love and I feel like have really helped change my skin. First off is going to be a hand cream, and I just put this on right before the video. I put this on pretty much every time I wash my hands. This is new to me. I've only been using it for several months. It's the Gold Bond Ultimate. This is the Intensive Healing Hand Cream. Why I purchased this is I have a lot of nice hand creams, some higher end that I keep on my bedside table right here. I put on at night before I go to bed. Those I'm not really worried about if they leave a film. They can be heavier. I wanted something during the day that was actually going to make my hands feel nice, not, especially in this dry winter, but actually not feel greasy. I can't stand a hand cream that when you put on, you can't touch anything because it leaves that film. The only thing I have to say, this does have a scent, and at first it kind of annoyed me, but now I'm used to it. Does say on here 100% non-greasy. I really do love this. My husband has been addicted to it lately as well. So if you're looking for a hand cream that's not too expensive, that really does work, feels nice and soft on your hands, I highly recommend this one. Have really been enjoying it. Next would be something that I've honestly loved so much, and I really feel like every time I've stopped using it to try some new things and I go back to it, this is what has really made the difference in my skin this year, I think. That's the Radical Skincare brand. This is the age-defying exfoliating pads. They were actually nice enough to send me one of these. I used it all up, and then I bought this one during the VIB sale. So they're basically just regular exfoliating pads, and I use them probably about every other day, I'd say now. In the beginning, they were too drying for me, so I only could use them a couple times a week, but once my skin got used to it, my skin just responds really well to a glycolic peel like this. I've used other brands as well, but really like these. You can get them at Sephora. My skin just feels more plumped up when I use them. I do plan on doing an updated skincare routine here soon, and really weeding through some of the things I've tried lately, what's working, what's not, because I think I've truly found my favorites. And this is probably the best of the bunch. Honestly, could not be without this now. I take it on vacation. I have a little small size. I think this is my second one. This is the Colleen Rothschild Radiant Cleansing Balm. So I had one large one. So I think this is my second large one, and I've used up a smaller one. But I truly love this. I would say I probably use this several times a week, not every day. But then when the days I'm not using this, I still use my Origin Checks and Balances with my Clarisonic. But if you're not familiar with a cleansing balm, it's just a solid balm. It looks like this. So this is my newer one I've dug into a little bit. This does come with a muslin cloth, and I do use that because you get a little bit of extra exfoliating when you're removing this. I absolutely love this because I love the scent. It has a nice fresh scent. It just feels great on the skin, especially if you have a lot of makeup on, like days I film that I wear more makeup. I will use this to remove my makeup, and it's so easy. It literally just melts it away. So couldn't be without this. Will always repurchase. Absolutely love it. So let's go on to some lip products since I have them right here in front of me, and I'll start with a couple of lip liners. So I don't know who to thank for the phenomenon that has become the Laura Mercier Plumberry Liner, but I absolutely love it, so thank you. I bought this in a Sephora VIB haul, I believe, and when I first got it out, some of you may remember, I was like, oh, it kind of reminds me of MAC Whirl, which is my all-time favorite lip liner. Well, this is definitely a different shade, and what I love about this is most days I will just wear this all over. Like, I will line my lips and fill in my lips, and it's just a really beautiful color. I'll wear it with some gloss or without. I found I was wearing this almost every day on our recent cruise vacation, just for a simple look. Really loved it. It's just a really beautiful color. I don't know if you can see that, so I'll swatch it for you there. Just really, really pretty. I think it'd be flattering on so many people. I am wearing it today. I just actually outlined my lips with it, something I don't normally do. It's almost just a habit as soon as I put this on just to fill in my lips because I love the color. So love this so, so much and love the formula. And that's the first Laura Mercier lip liner I've ever tried. And then I'm really loving the Makeup Forever Aqua Lips. This is in 3C. This is the little sample that a lot of us got from Sephora with some points. This is a really pretty shade. Again, I've worn this just lining the lips, but also filling it in. Love the formula because I also love their eye pencils. This is a little bit of a warmer shade, but really pretty. Goes with a lot of things. Lipsticks, believe it or not, are all drugstore, but they've been great throughout last year. Got a ton of use out of all of them. I'm going to start with the two L'Oreal Privé collections. I spoke about both of these a lot. Very flattering colors. I have Jennifer's Nude and Julianne's Nude. Jennifer's Nude is what I have on today. It's just such a flattering nude shade. Definitely for me anyway. It's like that pinky nude, which definitely looks better with my skin tone. The Julianne's Nude is definitely more of kind of like a coral pink color. I wore this a lot in the spring and summer. It's right there. Just beautiful, beautiful shade. I just found myself reaching for both of these a lot. Next would be both from the Kate Moss line for Rimmel. One I wore back in the spring a lot. That is the Kate number 17. Again, kind of that coral pink color. So it is right there. Just beautiful shade again for the spring and summer. Looking forward to wearing that again. And then the other one is 08. I picked this up when I was doing my shopping for my fall lip trend video, and I'll link that below. This is just a gorgeous color, and I found myself reaching for it all the time, whether I wore it alone or with a liner. Just really, really flattering shade. I think so many of you would like it. It's kind of that rosy nude. So very pretty. Again, this is number 8. And I'll have everything listed below. So I have two glosses that I mainly reached for throughout the year that were new to me. One being the Buxom Celeste. And I know I have Lisa D1 to thank for this. So thank you, Lisa. I am wearing that today. It's just a gorgeous color that looks good with so many things. It's one of those when I don't know what to wear, but I want a gloss, I can put this on. I know it's going to look great. It does have a lot of sparkle, so if you don't want sparkle, you won't like this. It shows up. It's right here. Just really, really pretty gloss. Just, again, makes your lips look nice and full and pretty. And then the other one is from Rimmel. I really love these Stay Glossy glosses. I have several of them, but this is a newer one and one I found myself wearing a lot. This is in Nonstop Glamour. Again, just a pretty peachy pink color. Looks good over everything. It's another one of those that just kind of makes your lips look full and pretty. Hopefully it's going to show up. It's on this side right here. So really love that a lot. And then last thing for lips would be a lip balm. I know I talked about this to death. It's the Christian Dior, the Creme de Rose. This is my second one. I actually have another one waiting for me. Just getting ready to barely hit pan on the center of this one. Cannot be without this. I know it's extremely pricey, but it is hands down the best lip balm I've ever tried. It just makes your lips not only look good, but feel good. I wear it under lipstick, you know, while I'm putting the rest of my makeup on, I put it on. Put it on before bed, when I get out of the shower. Just can't be without this. I travel with it. Hands down, the best one. To me, it's worth every penny. Okay, let's move on to the rest of the makeup. I have two mascaras. One's a drugstore, one's high-end. Unfortunately, I like this high-end one so much that I will be repurchasing it regardless of the price tag. That is the YSL Baby Doll. I know a lot of people talk about this for good reason. It is probably one of the best mascaras I've ever tried. I've mentioned to a few of you, this reminds me of a Maybelline mascara that I loved years ago. It was the only one I wore. I wouldn't even buy anything else because I loved it so much, but they discontinued it. This has a very, very similar brush. So it is a rubber brush, so if you don't like that. It's very small, but what I like about this one, it's so compact that it still builds volume very nicely. It actually like lifts my lashes, because a lot of mascaras, even though they may be volumizing, sometimes they make my lashes feel heavy or will actually droop because the mascara itself is so heavy. These actually, as soon as I put it on, my eye feels like lifted. I don't have to use a ton of coats, which if you've heard me talk about before, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. I'm like a one coat girl kind of and go. I'll pull it out and keep building it, but I'm not one to like go back, wait a minute, go back, for like 2 or 3 coats. That's just too much high maintenance for me. I absolutely love this. I took this on our cruise vacation recently, and it was starting to dry out before I went, and I thought, okay, I'll take a backup just in case. Well, I was able to still get use out of it. I used it today. So even though I do feel like it starts to kind of feel like it's drying out quickly, I'm still able to get use out of it. What I usually do is I will just like really turn the wand in there to get a lot of product on it, and that seems to work. I'm still using it. It looks really good. It's not flaking when it gets too dry, which is something I don't like. So absolutely love that. Hate the price tag though. The other is the L'Oreal Butterfly, the Voluminous Butterfly. I have a backup of this. I had this in probably several months ago. I had it in a favorites. I had waited so long to try it, but was pleasantly surprised when I did. Absolutely loved it. This builds great volume, but you get some separation. So what I think I'm gonna do is when I'm finished using this, I'm gonna open this again. If I feel like I can't live without this, I'm going to repurchase this right away. But I have to say I've not been using any other mascara since I've been using this because I love it that much. But this is really, really good. Again, it's a rubber bristle brush, so if you don't like that, you may not like this one, but I like that I get both volume and length out of this. Another big winner for me this year that I absolutely will not be without unless they just come up with something so much better, that is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Now, I know the NARS Creamy Concealer is supposed to be a dupe, but I honestly don't find myself wanting to try it because I love this so much. And it's a great price point. Now, I use this for under my eyes only. I don't find liquid concealers to give me the coverage on my face that I need because I have a lot of acne scarring that needs covering up, a lot of dark marks. But this is absolutely fantastic at covering, I have allergies too, so I have like bluish red. It covers under my eyes. It doesn't crease. A little goes a long way. It's a great formula. What I do after I put it on is just kind of give it a couple more taps to make sure, I'm picking up any excess maybe on my fingers. I do set it. I think that's the key with any under eye concealer. You need to set it, or you probably will get creasing. That's just the nature of how our eyes work, But absolutely love this. By far, one of the best concealers I've ever used. Before that, it was the MAC Pro Longwear. I've not even touched my MAC Pro Longwear since finding this. So let's go into what I do set it with. This was a product, if you remember, I was kind of on the fence about. I finally ended up trying it this past year, and now I'm really glad I did. And I can honestly say, if I didn't have it, if something happened to it, I would rush out and repurchase it because I almost thought I was going to have to do that. That is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, and I have it in the Diffused Light. Why I like this one, it has a very slight yellow, creamy color to it. It's not cakey. I set under my eyes with it very lightly, do not have any creasing issues. I also use it to set the rest of my makeup. I think this is a lot of what you guys have been seeing ever since I purchased this. I've gotten so many compliments on my makeup, thank you. So not only would it maybe be the foundation I'm using that particular day, but I'm using this regardless of the foundation, and I think that's what you're seeing, just give a really nice finish. And my little story there is when we got back from our cruise, I had it in a different section of a bag the morning we got off because I used it right before we left the ship. Put it somewhere else, couldn't find it for a couple days, and I seriously thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to reorder this, which I didn't want to because it's pricey and I hadn't had that one very long. Thankfully I found it, but that just, reassured me that yes, I do love it that much. Another thing that I really, really liked, I kind of quit using it in the fall, but bought this when it first came out in the summer, but it is an excellent product and I really, really love it. This is the IT Cosmetics. This is the CC Radiance Ombre Bronzer. So not only is it just a beautiful looking product because it has the lighter shade, the medium and the dark, but it just looks really pretty on the skin. I mainly use the darker shades here, which I am wearing down. So that's going to be a problem when I only wear down this part of the compact. But I use this basically as like a bronzer contour together. It's just really pretty. It has ever so slight sheen to it. And then you can use this shade up here as like a highlight. You could even use these as eyeshadows. But I just found this to be really beautiful on the skin. Like I said, I like it more like spring, summer, warmer months because that's usually when I don't mind a little bit of sheen in my bronzer. But absolutely loved this. So let's stick with some face products. Again, another kind of contour bronzer product would be the Smashbox Contour Palette. I do have a full review and demo on this that I'll link below. Absolutely, really happy with this. A lot of you asked me, you know, would I be buying the Anastasia kit since I had this? I really don't see myself doing that anytime soon. And the reason why I purchased this is because the other one was always sold out. This is really beautiful. Again, I wear this as eyeshadow a lot too because that contour color is just great in the crease for me. This is the bronzer shade and then the highlight. I won't go too much into depth since I do have a full review on it, but absolutely have been loving this. It's great for travel. Really enjoyed it on a recent vacation. I have one blush and I wasn't sure if I was going to include this or not since I mainly started wearing it in the fall when I did my 5 for fall, which was the blushes and different things, which I'll link below. But this is the MAC Breath of Plum. So it just looks like this, and I do have this on today. But I thought, you know what? I think I'm probably still going to get use out of this into the spring too. It's just a really pretty plummy berry kind of color. I find myself reaching for that whenever I do any look, whether I have even on a red lip, you know. I just find myself using it a lot. It looks really pretty with anything. You can build up the color, just really pretty. Has definitely been one of my favorite blushes in a long time. Okay, we're almost done here, so I'm going to talk about foundation. I'm going to talk about one that I actually forgot to include in my foundation collection and ratings video, which I'll link below. I just did that not too long ago. I think because I keep this in my drawer with all my concealers because of the packaging, and that's the Bobbi Brown Stick Foundation, because you could actually use this as a concealer, and I have. I absolutely love this for the consistency and the ease of it. Took this with me on our recent vacation, used it several days. It's really easy, travel friendly. It's great for those days where you want some coverage, but you don't want like a thick, heavy liquid foundation on. You could apply it with your fingers, but I usually use the Real Techniques buffing brush. I think it works really good with that. Again, I've used it as just a spot concealer. Definitely one of my favorite foundations of the year. And then the other two are probably no surprise because I did just talk about both of them. That is the Guerlain Lingerie de Peau and the Estee Lauder Perfectionist. I tried a lot of foundations this past year, but these definitely made my favorites as far as the liquid. I always get compliments when I wear this one. It just looks really nice on the skin, definitely looks nice on camera. It's maybe just a hair too dark for me at the moment, so I've not been using it a lot. I do have the Estee Lauder on today. Have really enjoyed that as well. I do have reviews on these, so I will link them below. I think I'm going to save the best to last. So rounding out the eye products here would be the Urban Decay Naked Basics 2. I never bought the 1 because the colors were a little too warm for me. These are more neutral, cool. Absolutely love these colors. I took this with me on vacation. It's a great palette that would accompany any of your other palettes, but a lot of times I just find myself using this because it's easy. Has so many different shades. I can make all kind of eye looks. This looks great when I'm doing like a bold lip or a red lip. Really have enjoyed that. My other one I have to include is the Too Faced Natural Eyes. Now, I'm including this because this is the new one in the new packaging. I do have the old one that I bought years ago, but because I bought this one last year and I love this one more than the original because of the new shades, I'm including it. So this is what it looks like. I think everyone would love this palette. It just has so many great looks, very neutral, very pretty. I am wearing this today. I do have a video on it, like a get ready with me, I think, that I did back maybe late summer when I first picked it up. These two new shades here, the nude and then the cashmere bunny, I absolutely love. I'm really glad they included those. Love the slim packaging. It's absolutely fantastic. If you're someone who has the original and you think, oh, I don't need this one, to me this one's better. So I'm so glad that I finally picked it up. And last, these definitely have made the biggest difference for me personally last year was discovering the Anastasia Brow Wiz and Dip Brow. Now, as many of you know that have watched any of my tutorials, Get Ready With Me, I don't have much of an eyebrow to work with. They are thankfully growing back in more. So I have a little more to work with than I used to, but I discovered this first. This is the Brow Wiz. Absolutely loved this. Thought, oh my God, it makes my brow life, so much easier. Putting it on, has a great spoolie. I've talked about before how you don't think spoolies would be, any big deal or any different. This is the best. And then it just has the really thin pencil. I'm in the shade medium brown, which worked really well for me because I do have pretty dark eyebrow hair. Well then, after I loved that, so during the VIB sale, I picked up the Dip Brow. Absolutely love this. So basically I used both of these together. This is just, creamy, kind of almost like gel eyeliner consistency. The key to this, I feel like, is get it on your brush, but tap off the excess in the lid and work from the lid. Because if you just go straight in with this onto your eyebrow, you're probably going to have too much of a mess, too much product. It's probably going to be too dark. So that's my advice for this, but it just really looks natural. So absolutely love both these products. I mean, they are one of those, if something happened to them, I would not hesitate to rush out and get both of these. Love them. They've just made doing my brows so much easier because I just can't stand doing them because they take so much time. I would love to be one of those people who could just leave the house without doing their eyebrows, but sadly I'm not. So these are lifesavers. And we are finished. That wraps up the best, my favorites of 2014. Again, these were all new products that I tried. And I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of you for your support and for watching and your great comments you always leave. I cannot express enough how much I really appreciate you guys watching, taking the time to watch, taking the time to comment. So I'm looking forward to another great year. Also, maybe leave me in the comments, what kind of videos maybe are you looking forward to seeing from me this year? I always try to change things up a little bit, maybe add some new things in. So I would always love to hear your feedback. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.